It's July 28th, 2024, and underneath here is the other Sinclair C5 barn find from Netley Marsh. So I thought, as I've just finished 6R yesterday, I might as well make a start on 8X. Now you'll see some information on my other videos about sort of the history and a bit of background on it. There was some further information which I've been texted over by the owner's family, which I need to sort of double check, and then I can sort of mention that later on in the video. But yeah, as you can see, it's painted, partially painted yellow. So what I'll be doing is I'll be retaining the yellow paint and the number plates, because that actually adds to the history. And of course there's drill holes, of course, as well. I'll retain that, but of course I will tidy up. I will sort of remove this to put on new stickers along the side. I'll remove over paint like this, so I will keep the paint, but I will sort of touch it up. You know, I'll like remove some of those little bits there, you know, on here, little details, but the majority of it will stay exactly as it is, because again, that's part of the history. You know, you can go out and buy yourself a white Sinclair, you know, really easily, but you know what, it's nice to sort of leave history. You see, it's also got no tyres on it. I put this on just to sort of keep the canopy supported. I didn't know, you know, how long it would be until I got around to it. This one here, so both of them are January 85 as well, which is good. And I know that both of them, the handlebars are not seized, which is nice. This is sort of level we're talking about here. So it's got a switch underneath there. There's no horn, there's no accessories on this one here. Got the grey boot, obviously. It's missing little bits and pieces, which I'll talk to Mr. Graham Garlick about, for a few bits and bobs such as this and the little caps, etc. that are missing. It's got a good rear light on it. There's no key, but the lady has found loads of old keys. So I sent her a picture of the Sinclair key from 6R, hoping that she can find a key, you know, any Sinclair keys, and hopefully it'll be for that one. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, you know what? There is a key in there, so that's good. I completely forgot that was in there. Ah, okay, I know why. Okay, yes, so this one here is not from this Sinclair. This is a spare key that I found. That's why that makes sense. And I put that in there because if I didn't find the key, I can then take the tumblers out of that and use the key for that. That's the reason for that. Obviously got the front wheel cap in there that came with the Sinclair. I have got the centre cap for that side, and the ones ordered on that side there. And yeah, let me quickly pop the boot off. Cool. Okay, so thanks to Damien, I've now got the extra pieces to almost rebuild the motor. So the motor, if you watch the first video, it was sort of partially, half of the motor was in there, and I found the other half basically on the floor of the barn, where obviously they started to like take it apart and realise, you know, they couldn't fix it. It's got a knackered output shaft on the gearbox where the belt runs to. That's completely gone and dead, but the rest of it's not too bad. But I do need to replace the bearing on the back of it. But at least I've got the other bits from Damien, so thanks for that. So I've got most of the bits apart from, say, the bearing and the main sort of gearbox output shaft, which I'll get at some point. But no mega rush. So you can see here, this is the sort of state of it. So loads of surface corrosion, pretty much exactly the same as 6R. So yeah, so you need full body off, rub it all down, zinc it. I've just ordered the grey paint, Holtz grey 03 paint I like to use. So that's en route. This one here is also a twin battery model as well, which is there to show you its official one, which is cool. Got the additional bits in there. I'm guessing actually there's no key in there. Just double check, just in case I missed it, which I haven't. No, and there we go. So there it is. Underneath there. Got I'm gonna refit the original brakes. I haven't got any more disc brake kits for this. I'll leave it as it is. I did put on a new an additional tyre as well, just to sort of roll it around on the front. That's all. But yeah, it's not bad there. It's obviously got a couple of little modifications there, little bit of metal, whatever that's for. Not particularly sure, and it's got a different chain tensioner, which is very interesting. So again, if that is good, honestly, if that's good, then I'll leave it on there, because that does look like it's pretty sweet. Okay, yeah, excellent. There we go. Right, let me basically get the body shed off, get all the bits and pieces off, and then we'll have a little look. Cool. Right then, yep, here we go. So yep, everything's off the Sinclair. So let's just see if it comes off or not. It's the first time I've looked at it myself. Nice. Excellent. There we go. Tuck that over there on the wiring loom. Here we go. So this is Barn Find C5s from Netley Marsh. Let's have a look at it. There we go. So yeah, lots of sort of surface corrosion clearly over everything. Original stickers there, sort of quality control stickers. But yeah, there's no obvious splits or anything there, which is nice. Still got the chain, part of the chain tensioner just here, even though it's got that modified one. It's all spins nice. So missing one of those, I'll talk to Graham about one of those. Otherwise, doesn't look too bad. And there's that modified tensioner, which obviously they can see here that they've obviously welded on, and of course had the welder a bit too hot, so it's just like it sort of burned through, and they've had a few goes at it. But either way though, it's on, and that's part of the history of it. Let me just see if this moves. Yeah, and this moves as well. So yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be a good time to remove that, so I'll have a little think if I want to remove it or leave it on. But I quite like the idea of actually of leaving it on, because of course that's part of it, part of the history. Of course, when I finish it, if the new owner doesn't like it, or of course it doesn't work, then I can just cut it off or unbolt it or whatever. I'll make sure that I can unbolt it and leave this bracket on to make sure it doesn't get in the way. I haven't got a spare chain tensioner anyway, but if it doesn't work, then of course I can get another chain tensioner from someone as well. I'll remove this bit here. I'm not sure what that's for, but that can definitely come off, that piece there. The chain doesn't look too bad as well, so again I'll soak that, see if that's savable. Also, if I can save it, then I will. Otherwise, I will be getting a new one from Sam. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, that's cool. Quick look at the body shell. So this is a dual battery model, so of course I had to remove the additional wires here as well for that, which is nice. It's been put in very, very nicely. Otherwise, all looking sort of normal. All looking normal and not too bad, just normal sort of scratches and scrapes, you know. Bit of damage there, but you know, this is what it is, you know, there's nothing to do about it. Cool, excellent. And there we go. So yeah, that came apart absolutely beautifully. Nothing was seized, no issues or anything at all. Cool, now it's time to get that apart, and then I can restore that, get that mint. And here's obviously all the box of bits and pieces. So again, I'll protect it. I'll put the rear light somewhere to protect it from getting damaged. And it's got a very, very nice headlight on there as well, which is cool. Yeah, and everything will be cleaned and painted and all the rest of it. Excellent, nice one. Cheers. Right then, yeah, here we go. So I've just removed the side stickers, came off nice, and actually the paint, where it's actually hand painted as opposed to sprayed, does actually scrape off. So the new owner in the future could just scrape off that, and I think honestly it would come off absolutely fine, because I've just been scraping off bits and pieces over spray to over paint, and everything's coming off fine. So, but for me, I'm going to leave it on because I think it adds to the character. And I'll probably even like once I've cleaned it, I'll even just like polish, you know what I mean, like cut the yellow as well to try and get it a bit brighter, a bit sort of cleaner. But yeah, stickers off, looking good, and there we are. That's what I want to do for that. For the moment, I've also cleaned. Quickly move it over here. Also getting a good sort of, well, the good sort of first scrub underneath there. Come up really nicely. Got rid of most of the dirt and stuff on there. There wasn't much, a little bit left over there of grease. which is really caked on. But honestly, otherwise I've cleaned underneath there and it's absolutely lovely. Look at that, really nice. Cool, so now I'm just going to dry this out. This can then just go away in the shed. And then I can then work on the chassis over there. Right, so a little bit more on the chassis, just before I take it apart. So I've just given it a quick sort of brush over. But yes, it does need a proper rub down, clean, the whole lot, to be able to take the whole thing apart right now. And then I can start to rub down all the various bits and pieces and get it painted. I've also ordered some more of the Holtz Grey 03 that I like to do the chassis sort of top coating. Once I've done the zinc underneath, the zinc 182 underneath, and then I've got black satin for the hoop and for the fork. And like I mentioned, I'll be running this one with standard brakes as well, original brakes. And I'll obviously put on some relevant tyres, so I do need to order some tyres as well for it. Tyres and tubes, but that's obviously a way off. Cool, right, let me crack on and get that thing apart, and yeah, excellent. Right, here we go. So yes, all in bits, not too bad at all. One thing I have noticed is not completely standard is this bolt. It's not the exact one, same as that washer there, but it does seem to unscrew fine, and it looks good as well, so it's probably okay. But something that I'll check anyway once I rebuild this axle. Yeah, there's a chassis with that on, which is pretty cool. All looking good. I'll pop these out as well later when I rub it down and paint it, etc. Not too bad. All came off absolutely fine. Got like surface rust on there. Front wheel's good because I actually rebuilt that when I first got the C5 just so I could roll it around and stuff a bit easier. Got the chain, which seems to be good and free, just soaking as you see there. I'm going to put these somewhere specifically so not to damage them, because you know they're so prone to knocking the corners off, and that's in good condition. Also, it's got a few scratches, but it's not damaged as such other than a few scratches, and the headlight's nice as well, so I'll protect those in a minute somewhere in a box. And of course all the other bits and pieces for the Sinclair in there. Cool, so yeah, I need to get some more white spirit, wait for the paint to come, and then basically just crack. Right then, yeah, here we go. So I spent ages and ages rubbing this down by hand, and it's looking pretty decent. So I've got the front fork, looks nice. Pedal cranks always look amazing, and there's never any problems with those. I think they must be like aluminium or something, but they never have any issues. Rear hoop had not as bad corrosion actually on this rear hoop as 6R did, so it's a little bit easier. But still took a lot of effort to sort of rub it down and get in all the sections, but that's looking pretty damn good as well. The painting that I use is this brand here for the satin black and for the grey primer, and then I use Holtz 03 grey for the glossy grey for the chassis. So that's what I use there. Plus loads of sort of wire brushes, decent quality wet and dry, etc. Obviously that's a chassis there. So what I've done is rubbed it down as best as I could. It was very badly pitted on the usual areas here, but rubbed down pretty nice. I then put one coat so far, one thin coat of zinc 182 by hand. Obviously that makes it a bit thicker. I then flip it over either tonight or tomorrow morning and do the other side, and then I can leave it to dry most of the day. Then I then go over it with some sort of wet and dry in a block just to get it smoother, and then I either put a second coat on possibly, or I'll go then straight for the grey, and then the grey primer, and then the grey Holtz 03 top coat. Cool, so that's that. And again, there's the other crank as well, which looks amazing as well, and those are super easy once you master them up there. Beautiful. Cool, right, but anyway, that's taken freaking ages to do that. A much better option would just be to get it all blasted and powder coated. Right, yep, hello all, welcome, here we go, update on ATEX. So yeah, I've done the full body off restoration on the chassis, looks really good. The chassis was, again, like 6R, heavily pitted on the top and the bottom, particularly of this piece here. So again, I've rubbed it down as best I can, the whole lot. Zinc 182'd it, and then primered it, and then grey top coat, the gloss top coat. So got it as best as I can. I took every single component's come off, everything's been cleaned. I'm running original brakes on it, which again I've cleaned and refurbished, repainted, etc. As you see there, I've got a brand new tyre, and I've ordered 2 more of those, that same brand of tyres for the rear. I'm going to go with standard brakes on this particular Sinclair. I've cleaned up the real hubcaps as best I can. They're very heavily scratched, particularly this one here. This one is not too bad. And again, I'll get new stickers, but for now they'll just go on. I'll give them another clean, and then I will order new stickers from Sam, as well as probably the side stickers as well. Yeah, looking really good. Again, I've glossed, you know, the steering bar, rubbed it down and glossed it rather than just respraying it. Same as I've glossed as well the little pivot joint just there. This part here is all good. It was a non-original bolt here, but absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I've just put a brand new washer on it, which is better sized, and then just reused that particular bolt there. I've got brand new stainless steel, 4 brand new stainless steel bolts and washers to reunite the body shell to the chassis. And yeah, it's looking really good. One point is, for the moment, I'm going to retain the chain tension that they installed. I have just removed the outer part, which wasn't required, but I want to run this because it looks pretty sweet. And again, if it's no good or the chain skips, then obviously I can then unbolt it, because it has been welded on the actual bracket. I'll unbolt the main unit and then locate a original chain tensioner and add that on. But yeah, all looking pretty damn good. Remember, this one is a dual battery model as well. But yeah, I'm loving it. Cool, nice one. Right, yep, this will do. This is the end of video 1. So yeah, looking really nice. Just put the chain on, lubricated it, the original chain, and yeah, it does seem to flow very, very nicely over that modified chain tensioner. But yeah, you can see the sort of state of the chassis there. That's pretty nice now, I'd say. So it takes a long time to restore a C5 because you have to clean literally every single freaking part. So there's still plenty of work to do. I'm going to add these 2 covers on now, and put the other the throttle switch back on, and then that'll do. I'll call it for that for today, and work on it a bit more next week. Nice one. Thank you all. Thanks all for watching. There we go.